All right, welcome back to Raw Exposure. Just came back from the Registry of Motor Vehicles up in East Hampton, Mass. To get that real ID, you have to have it by May, the end of May, so you can travel around if you're traveling in June. So that week you'll be getting some raw exposure from some different areas of the world. So look forward to that. And no, I'm not going to have a thong on. Not that anybody's asking. It's going to be in the hot climate down in Honduras and around that area. Anyhow, so the DMV, the Registry of Motor Vehicles up in East Hampton, give them props today. Went very, very smooth. Made the appointment online. Showed up at the appointment. Make sure you show up early. Always show up early. Got seen early, so I got out of there quicker than normal. And the person that did the real ID, the woman there, was fantastic. Very nice, went smooth. Maybe because I was her first customer of the day. I don't know. I couldn't do that. Deal with people like that. I mean, I guess I did deal with it. I'm glad I'm retired from that. But anyhow, so as long as you have your shit together there at the registry, your required documents, it tells you exactly what you need online. So there's no reason to say, oh, I didn't know. It explicitly tells you what you need, so bring it. No excuse. Got my picture taken. Not a very good one. It's not on her, it was on me. Look at me, right? So, anyways. We're going to go on a little photography rant today. Brought to my attention this morning and in the past few weeks, I've been talking to different vendors, and there's a problem with clients ghosting the vendor. What do I mean by ghosting the vendor? When you go to a vendor to schedule your party, wedding, event, whatever the hell you got going on, you go to that vendor and say, hey, are you open? I'll just use September 13th. September 13th, 2025. Yes, I am. Okay, I'd like to book you for that day. Okay. Let me send you some documentation through email, whatever the case is, on my pricing. You send them the email. They send you back, sounds good. Okay, I required, a deposit, whatever your deposit is. Or maybe you don't require a deposit, I don't know. And they say, okay, like to book you for that date. Okay, cool, I'll mark it in. Then that person never gets back to you again. Despite your efforts or the vendor's efforts to contact that person as time goes on, via messenger, text, phone call, email, Facebook, and that person just disappears. So in the meantime, you have people clean off the roofs of your cars. Holy shit. Anyhow, lost my train of thought. My old age. Anyhow, so you book them for that day, you keep it open. Meanwhile, between that time period, other people contact you for the same day to book you. And you say, well, I kind of have somebody, booked already. I'll give you an example. Like last year, October 8th was a big day, apparently, for weddings. So I had a wedding already booked. Everything was cool. And during that prior up to August 8th or October 8th, I had like 8 to 10 other inquiries for that same day. It was wild. I couldn't believe it. So I ended up doing the wedding on, October 8th. But it just shows you that for whatever reason, some days I guess are more popular than others. So back to my point. So if you have a vendor holding a day and then you totally ghost them after a certain period of time with no reason, not that you even have to give them a reason. Like, most vendors don't really, I don't want to say they don't care, but, you know, life happens. So people, there's a few things. People just go in another direction, which is fine. Something happens in their life where they have to cancel the event, you know, an illness or whatever the case is. That's fine. But let the vendor know that you have to cancel. Let them know. It's the proper thing to do. So they can free up that day and they're not extending the courtesy that they're already extending to you. They can, you know, satisfy another client and give them that day. That's the proper thing to do. Hell, even if you got to lie to them and say, I just saw this one thing where the bride called up her vendor, I don't know if it was a photographer or whatever it could have been, and said that the groom, it was a photographer, and that the groom died. So the photographer, out of the kind, she didn't have to give the deposit back, but she did the right thing. She gave the deposit back. And I guess a week or so went by, and she then got a call from the groom that supposedly kicked the bucket. You know, it's kind of funny, but it's not. You know, so this bride just outright lied. And long story short, the bride ended up sending back the deposit that was refunded because she straight up lied to this photographer. And, you know, probably legal implications were going to ensue. But look, I get it. Like, shit happens in life. If you need to cancel your event, I've had people cancel the event. Either A, like, they didn't sell enough tickets for the event that they booked me for. You know, that happens. They wanted just to go in another direction. The wedding got called off. Whatever the case. Just stuff happens. So basically what I'm saying is, don't be an asshole. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it like that. Raw exposure, the channel. Don't be an asshole. Call your vendor and just let them know. Most vendors that I know are very, very good. Like, they understand things happen. You know, if you want to go in another direction, some vendors will even recommend other vendors to maybe help you out. If you're looking for something in particular, say you're hiring a DJ and you thought the DJ played 80s rock or heavy metal, and then come to find out from other people said, no, they really play 70s. And you're like, shit, you know, I really wanted 80s. So you call a vendor and say, hey, look, I'm just making an example. So, you know, the vendor may go, oh, no, I don't play that. Sorry, you got kind of screwed up. Hey, let me direct you to a vendor that does. So I know a lot of vendors that are very, very helpful in, you know, even if you don't go with them, they'll help you get what you want. I'll let this person go. Go ahead. Come on, hit the gas. Got all day. All right, actually I do. So yeah, just, you know, to totally ghost somebody like that, that's not cool. You know. So that's today's tip, advice, whatever the hell you want to call it, regarding vendors and ghosting your vendor. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. All right. behave yourself. Until next time, raw exposure, William Russell Photography out.